listeners, to My Fantasy Wife, the weekly sports meets comedy meets marriage podcast, where a husband and wife discuss sports, fantasy leagues, and their impact on pop culture and relationships, including their own. I'm the wife, comedian Blair Postman.
Yay.
I'm joined by my husband and sports stat expert, Mr. Gary Hames.
Hey, cock and balls.
Hey, our hot topics and social media maven, comedian and pet nurse, Drew Harrison.
Did you try to say Merce?
Pet nurse, Drew Harrison. Yay! And rounding things out, sound engineer, comedian, and man about town, Mr. Louis Bishop.
Comedian, pet nurse, and merch guy.
Woohoo!
You're confusing us again. It's weird.
Yes.
Come on now.
To never miss our weekly episodes and extras, subscribe in iTunes, Stitcher, or YouTube. Oh, please subscribe. Find us on Facebook and Instagram at My Fantasy Wife Podcast, Twitter at My Fant Wife, and support the podcast by liking and rating us in iTunes. Miss any of that? Then just go to our website, myfantasywife.com, with links to everything. Gary?
Yes?
Tell us about this week's sponsor.
Okay, Blair. This week's sponsor is Podhive.
Doo-doo!
Right. Podhive matches small to mid-sized podcasts with paying advertisers who love podcasts and podcast listeners. Now signing up new podcasts. Go to podhive.com for more information. That's podhive.com. And guess what, Blair?
What?
It's absolutely free.
Woohoo!
And for those who want to start their own podcast or upgrade their hosting through Libsyn, use the promo code PODHIVE for discounts. That's discount code Podhive.
Woohoo! Nice timing on that one, Gary.
I had to wait a little while.
I like the flourish.
Have you been saying wet nurse all these years?
No, pet nurse. I got a little west.
Is that like a wet nurse for animals?
Yes.
You know what?
Yes, I feed all the kittens.
It's not what I meant, but that's your $1 million idea of the day.
Yeah.
Drew,
Okay.
what do you think?
I mean, those sandpaper tongues get me.
Yeah,
What?
sharp little teeth.
Yeah, but for $1 million?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
You could finally use all those nipples that you have.
Right.
You are right.
Now we know that Drew is willing to be a pet wet nurse. We're just negotiating the price.
Yep.
As the old
Fuck,
joke
do I
goes.
do
Trust
with
me,
all
I can
these
come down a
nipples?
lot from $1 million. So it's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, probably. How about $10? An hour?
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. All right, guys. Well,
I'm just imagining how hilarious that would be. You know, he's going to double dip. He's going to work at his regular job.
Right.
He just comes out, you know, and he's going to the next patient, if you will. And he's
Right.
got all the he's got openings on his.
I
thing,
will.
And he's got like all these kittens hanging from
Right.
his multiple nipples.
I just have the slings that
Right.
like people wear babies with.
like
with
the
like
baby
60
Bjorn
kittens.
Yeah,
kind of
okay.
things.
Yeah,
on
that
them.
way I can keep going. You know,
Right,
keep
so-
walking around doing stuff.
How you doing today, Drew? I'm very weak.
Yes, you would be very sleepy. But Gary, you could specialize maybe in cats, and Drew could take the dogs.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, so much for fun here at My Fantasy Wife Podcast. Hey, did everybody have a good Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, Mr. Bishop.
Yeah, it was fine. It was
Oh,
good.
and Gary, you and I were together,
Yes.
so we had a good
It was
Thanksgiving.
perfectly adequate.
Another ringing endorsement from my husband, Mr. Gary Hames. Hey, guys, guess what? This week on episode 95 of My Fantasy Wife, our guest is comedian Quincy Jones out of Los Angeles.
Yay.
Woo!
Yeah.
So excited. And episode 96 coming up in December is comedian and Sports Without Balls podcast host Aaron Foley.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, episode 97, comedian Sam Talent. Episode 98, Aparna Nanchula. And then, you guys, we're going to be coming up on episode 100 in January. We're going to do some really fun stuff for that. It's a surprise.
It's going to be
Wow.
a bracket of some sort.
Hey, should we go ahead?
I hadn't thought of a bracket.
Bracket.
Wait a second. Bracket.
Maybe
All
our
right.
guest could be former Indianapolis linebacker Gary Brackett.
Oh,
like that.
well, it's sports related. It's
He's a pretty
bracket
minor
related.
player. He probably could agree.
Could you find
Of
other?
course, now that you sold him on being a minor player.
Yeah, he probably didn't appreciate that.
Well, could we find other players or former players who have game or game show related names?
Okay.
Okay, so we'll start with that guy.
All right.
What was his first name?
That guy.
You said-
Gary?
Gary Brackett.
I just
used to play
imagine
for
like-
Indian.
It sounds like
It's what Gary made his creative player on Madden.
It
a few
sounds
years
like
ago.
it sounds just like the Brady Bunch, and it's like my invisible boyfriend is Glass, George Glass. Like you thought of the last name Brackett, and you couldn't think of another first name in a punch in a
So
clinch.
he's mine. Except that he's
yours.
real.
Okay.
Should we go ahead and deal with the 1,000-pound gorilla in the room?
I didn't think there was one. I
Open your eyes, Blair.
really didn't think there was one. I really did not believe there
Remember
was.
how we were sitting around listening to the news this week and they announced that archaeological find in Central America where they discovered a new Mayan calendar that predicted the end of the world would come at the 95th episode of
My Fantasy Wife podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, now that you bring it up.
So let's really give it our all today, guys, because this may be the end of the world.
This is it.
As we know it.
Yes. And
That's great.
I feel mediocre.
It's all right, guys. All right, well, if you guys are ready.
Somebody write a song about that.
Well, yeah, well, we played it just a couple episodes
It's a
ago for
mediocre
Mr.
end
Wills
of the world,
Maxwell.
isn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys. Let's. Can we do a little?
Predicted by the Mayans over 2,000 years ago, My Fantasy Wife brings civilization to its knees.
Now listen.
My favorite part, which no one could see because this is a podcast,
Yes.
is the look that Blair was just. I almost called you Glare, which was a Glare Blair.
Yes,
Bear
it
Glare,
was.
whatever.
A bear glare. Wow.
Yeah.
Blair gave a bear glare.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was. I just enjoyed the look that she just gave me.
It was like, really? We're going to keep
Well,
going?
if you just found out you were going to die, what kind of look would you be giving?
Oh, well, that's the other name for the podcast. Really? We're going to keep going? Okay. All right. Now, Gary, I'm about to move
That
on.
one gets my vote for sure.
Do you like that one? Yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to move on to fact
Who do you
check.
think would play me in the movie? I just watched that movie the other night with the really cute kid from what's his name?
Okay, you watched that movie the other night with
the movie
really
about
cute
the
kid.
Mayan calendar predicting the end of the world. And
2012?
Yes. Yeah.
So are you saying you want Cusack to play you?
Well, I don't know. I don't think we look a lot alike.
So
Who
who
would-
would you want to play you?
Who would play
George Costanza.
You want? Okay, fair enough. Who would play you in the movie of My Fantasy Wife, Drew?
Oh, that's a good one.
Who would play? What about you, Mr. Bishop? Who do you want to play you?
I would like either. I would like. Man, I did not know we were going to name.
I
actors.
didn't think so. I'm gonna go. Maybe. Well, Tracy Ullman. I would go with Tracy Ullman.
To play me?
No, to play me.
Oh,
That would be
okay.
something.
Which is the only celebrity I've ever been told that I look like, and not by everyone. It's like every 3 years someone tells me that.
Can I get the guy that played Rudy? Can I get him? to
Oh,
play me?
sure. Yeah,
Okay.
from Lord of the Rings.
Nope, he's out. I forgot about that.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't
you
endorse
sure?
Lord of the Rings. Nope.
okay. What
We'll
about
get Jonah Hill. We'll go top notch.
Jonah Hill?
Yeah,
okay.
Jonah Hill.
Yeah, he's skinny Jonah Hill. Skinny Jonah Hill.
I think we should get Rutger Hauer to play Lewis.
Rutger
Oh, I
Hauer.
like that.
Yeah.
Oh, what about the cowbell?
seen-
More cowbell. Come on.
I've seen My Fantasy Wife catch on fire on the rings of Navasar.
Too bad Marlon Brando's dead.
Yeah. Oh, that's.
Yeah.
That would have
For
been
who?
good.
Me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for you.
Which Marlon Brando are we talking?
The one from the Heart of Darkness, Apocalypse
Yes, right.
Now.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay, I would say Dr. Island of
Island of Dr. Moreau.
Yeah, right.
It's not totally off base either.
It's not.
but-
It's not totally on front.
That's
Okay.
not very nice.
All right, guys. He's one of America's finest actors of all time.
But I
ever.
remember what he looked like
But
in that movie.
Well, we're not about show. I didn't pick hottie.
I was
girl
actually
to-
thinking of a theatrical performance of A Streetcar Named Desire at the beginning of his
Okay,
career.
yes, that's exactly
That's
with the
what I was
undershirt.
thinking.
Yeah, that's what we're going for. You happy? All right, guys.
I guess.
Let's do a little. Shall we?
Godfather, Brando.
We're moving on.
Okay.
Okay,
You
guys.
think so? Huh? Is that the drums from the
I
from
think
the
it
Heart
is-
of Darkness?
Yes,
Yeah.
I believe so.
All right.
Yeah. All right, guys. We're going to do a little fact checking. Fact checking. All right. This is the part of the podcast where we correct the mistakes we made last week.
Who recognizes the
make
drums from a
room
random movie?
for the
Something
mis-
about the drum in this.
Okay, we're not moving
It's
on.
just really.
We're not moving on. I'm just one
You
woman.
didn't do the change music.
I
That's
Right,
just
that's
one
what it
woman.
was.
Well, it's not technically for the fact checking. It's just for the hot topics. But-
I'm having a hard time concentrating, knowing that the Carib Indians are lurking. They were extinct 500 years ago, and yet
This is the sound inside my head every
wanna-
time we do this podcast, and Gary overshoots the change music.
I hear they attack when the drums stop.
I really
Well-
want to watch Legends of the Hidden Temple now.
I just
I'm
saw
thinking-
Indiana Jones and
I
Temple
was,
of Doom
I was
yesterday.
going to say, I'm thinking more Indiana
I
Jones than
saw it
Temple of
yesterday.
Doom.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right.
Or
Can
no,
we go-
not the
can we-
Temple of
can we-
Doom.
can we
What's
move
the
on?
one where they rip the heart out? Is that Temple of Doom?
You really want to spend more time on this?
Not
I
really.
mean, we haven't even gotten to fact checks yet.
Hey, can we have some change music just because Drew would like to have it?
Yeah, sure. Hold on 1 second.
Oh, everything in its own time.
Yeah, hold on.
We're not We're not machines here.
We got
We're
3/4 of an hour left. What's the rush?
Hey guys, fact checking. This is part of the podcast where we correct the mistakes we made last week to make room for the mistakes we're going to make this week. Who sang Atomic Dog? I forgot to look it up.
I'm doing it right now.
Atomic Dog.
Who sang it though?
That was me.
No, I mean I know you just sang
It
that.
was George Clinton in the
Yeah, right.
Funkadelics.
Yeah, that was the whole conversation.
All right.
I can confirm that.
George
Or
Clinton
Google
and the
can
Funkadelics.
confirm that.
Right.
Parliament.
All right. You
Parliament.
can keep playing it if you want to.
British ruling
The
body sang
Parliament
that.
don't get accredited with it. It's just George Clinton.
No, you don't even hear the accent in the lyrics at all.
No. All right. And then at one point, Gary, we were talking about your father's distaste for Uri Geller.
Yes.
And there was some question as to exactly. You and I knew who he was.
Right.
We both said bending spoons with your mind at the same
Yes.
time, which was kind of adorable. But just for the rest of the listeners out there, he was a magician, television personality, and self-proclaimed psychic. He is known for his trademark television performances of spoon bending and other supposed psychic effects. Throughout the years, Geller has used skillful conjuring tricks to simulate the effects of psychokinesis and telepathy. Geller's career as an entertainer has spanned 4 decades, with television shows and appearances in many countries, but none of them in this country super recently, I'm guessing.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I haven't seen him.
I think his heyday was like the 60s and 70s.
He was on the Ziggy's calendar briefly, but then they took him off. I don't know. It's a contract dispute. Well, they had everybody else.
Okay.
I heard he's on tour with Basil nowadays.
I'm just kind of listening to the music at this point.
a
All
great
right,
song.
guys. All right, well, let's get into a little hoptical tropicals. Hot topics.
If you could
Hoptical.
bend metal, if you could bend metal with your mind, would you
Yes.
bend a spoon or would you bend like
That
the
impl-
bars on a bank vault?
That implies that I can't.
Right.
Okay. Bars on a bank.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, does the spoons really need
But
to
you
be
still
bent?
got to distract people from while you're bending the bars.
Right, you got to pretend that
in
you
the
made
bank.
the money from bending spoons on television to cover up your bank robbing. Maybe.
I don't know. This just seems like
Then you got to launder it. That's a whole process.
Yeah. Gary doesn't like
I hate
doing
laundry. Yep.
Yeah. So that
Now, if we have the strip club,
yeah. Now
that's
bend
how
the
you launder some
pole.
money.
there we go.
Bend the pole with your mind. Or were you thinking something else?
I need $100,000 check for this $100,000 in $1 bills because I own a strip club. It's not drug money.
Okay.
Exactly.
Oh, for the laundering. All right, guys, it's Hot Topics time. Hot Topics.
Hot topics.
NBA, NHL, NASCAR, UFC, Drew?
It was a good fight last night.
There was a...
Wilmington local was in the main event of Fight Night.
Oh, really? Who was that?
Derek Brunson.
And how did...
He,
Is this from Indiana Jones?
Yeah, I just heard Kalima.
Which sounds a lot like calamari.
Oh, give me squid.
well, that's what they make calamari out of.
Oh, and then they just...
Oh, there's the heart beating. Do you hear
No,
that?
and they show the heart up to him, like, just enough. He's alive just long enough to realize it.
Aw,
bad.
have a heart.
Oh, that's where pork round's in this. Short round.
Dr. Jones.
Hey, who was the Wilmington local?
Yeah, who's the
Derek
Wilmington?
Brunson.
And what's his career been about?
He's
Used to do
fast
stand-up.
moving.
Right.
He's fast moving up the ranks. He was the number 8 ranked fighter in his weight class going into this fight, and he was fighting the number 7th ranked fighter in his weight class.
And did he win?
He got knocked out in the first round.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
But still, he's...
So when you say moving up the ranks,
He had a very exciting strategy. Like he went full speed
I'm going
at
to
this
bruise
guy.
his knuckles with my face until he can't go on.
Okay, now you're interrupting
he,
Drew. Ethan.
He's in the middleweight division for the UFC, so he was rising up the ranks.
He was, yeah.
Was.
And so how long has he been doing this? Do you know anything
Since
about it?
2010.
Oh, okay.
He wrestled in college and then started doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and MMA after college.
Okay.
Kinda like me.
He still trains in Wilmington.
Gary, do you know him from the gym?
No, but if he lost, he's probably not in much demand now. Maybe he'd like to co-host the 100th show with Gary Brackett.
Maybe. We could start assembling our dream team.
I mean,
What was his last name?
He got knocked out, so he might have like
Brunson?
a couple months off.
Brackett and
Like, he
Brunson
might
in
get
the morning.
suspended.
Brackett and Brunson in the morning.
Right.
Dingo and the baby.
Right.
Okay. And what was the big UFC fight last night? Or was that the
That
big...
was the main event.
Oh, that was the main
Yeah,
event.
yeah.
The main
They
event with Barbara
The only
Streisand.
other cool thing that happened last night, because it was in Australia.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. So their main event was a number 7 guy fighting a number 8 guy.
It wasn't a pay-per-view. It was on on regular TV.
Oh,
It was just one of the fight nights. It wasn't
Okay.
a pay-per-view.
I
Okay.
got you.
So what was the most exciting thing? Because it was in Australia.
Kyle Noak, who is one of the pioneers of Australian MMA,
Sure.
fought his last fight last night.
Oh.
He also lost.
Oh.
Is that why you fought his last fight?
Yeah, he afterwards he retired in front of the home crowd.
Oh.
Little tearjerker.
Little bit. It was kind of like your Gilmore Girls. You probably felt about that the way I felt about watching Gilmore Girls on Netflix this weekend.
Yep, we'll go with that.
Sure it was. UFC's your Gilmore Girls. Well, what else is going on, guys, with like NBA or hockey or NASCAR?
Hockey's still too early in the season. Like teams are just beating each other up right now.
Yeah. Plus,
Blackhawks are still going to win the cup. So that's all that matters.
The 8th place team can win in hockey, so it's the regular season.
Hockey's not exciting.
Okay. Well, what about the NBA?
The Warriors and Cavs are killing everybody.
Yeah.
Wait, well, are the Warriors now? Because they got off to a little bit of a shaky start.
They've only
No,
lost 2 games.
The last time I saw them, they were up like 800-2.
Oh, that's
against-
a lot. 'Cause that's a lot.
Yeah, they were playing like a 3rd grade team from Sheboygan.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Called the Minnesota.
That
Timberwolves.
seems not fair. to
No,
me.
well, and yet the score was the same as all their other scores.
Well, maybe it teaches those kids something about teamwork.
Learn how to lose
learn how to
early
lose
so you can
early.
live in this world.
It's
That's
just
right.
it's the Durant Steph Curry show.
Yeah.
One has a great night, and then the next night the other one has a great night. It's
Yeah.
Same with the Cavs.
Are they
Kevin
playing
Love.
nice with each other? Like, are they being
Yes.
Oh yeah, they're
good?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't really see Steph Curry getting mad at anyone.
Like, no one being a prima donna?
No.
Okay.
What's that?
I had no idea. I thought
don't
it was
know.
you. Was it you?
No, it wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
I thought it was a sound effect. I was trying to recognize it.
Was it Drew?
It was his stomach.
But Drew was talking.
Yeah, I was talking.
That
I've
was so
been
weird.
That was
very
It
strange.
wasn't me.
What happened?
Oh, my God. This microphone is haunted.
I thought I've been
Is
listening to
Gary
a lot of
Brackett here right now?
maybe.
Right.
I've been
The
listening.
ghost of Gary Brackett?
I don't think he's dead.
Well, still.
Can a ghost? Do you have to be dead to have a ghost
I don't
come
know.
out
You
of
have
yourself?
a spirit.
Maybe
I bet.
not.
No, I bet if you had like one of those magical powers, you could
Out of
do-
body
Like a
experience.
Doctor Strange
Like-
Yeah, like a Doctor Strange thing.
sort of thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm saying, if you're having an out of body experience and you hear your name
Is
on a
this the
podcast,
theme from Titanic?
No.
No, it's just some Peruvian pan flute music
Okay.
uh-oh.
Oh.
and an
This got
explosion.
serious.
All right.
But-
so there's. Go ahead, Drew.
But no one knows what that noise was?
No.
Oh, about the what am I going on about?
I don't know.
Anyway, guys. Woo! How about college football? NASCAR.
Ohio State and Michigan was a fantastic.
That was
game
one of the
yesterday.
better games I've ever partially listened to on the radio during a short ride.
And who won?
Ohio State won in 2 overtimes.
Yeah.
So who are the 4 teams that look like are going to the?
Well, here's the fun part.
Very complicated.
Because the Big Ten championship does not include Ohio State, but Ohio State is currently ranked the number 2. Like, what they say is if you're from a big conference and you're the champ and you have a good record, you should get into the playoffs. Well, Ohio State's not going to be a conference champion, but they're
'Cause they're
considered
not
the
in a
second
conference?
best team.
No,
they didn't win their conference.
Oh.
Their one loss
Was to the
situated
conference
them
champion.
in such a way that they're not going to get invited to the championship game. The team that beat them is, even though that team is not as good, and their loss is egregious.
And they've lost 2 games, and all the
Well,
the
that's
top 4 have only lost
That's
1.
stupid.
Exactly.
Eh.
I mean, it's just how it fell this year.
But you can see how it happened. If you lost to say if Ohio State loses to Penn State, and then Penn State loses out of conference once and loses in conference to a bad team, they go to the championship game over Ohio State because they beat them head to head. But they have 2 losses and they're not as good a team.
Yeah.
Probably.
I still think it's going to be Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, and Washington. If Washington, can
Yeah,
win
that
the
4th spot.
Pac-12.
I don't know.
But why would they? Why would they put in Ohio State if they're not the better team?
But they are the better
Well-
team. They just had an untimely loss.
It's one of those things.
No, how's that work? Come on.
It's one of those things where if they played 100 times, they'd win 90 of them. But
Right.
this happened to be the one.
Sure.
And they
So-
beat Michigan, who was the number 3 ranked team.
But I'm
yesterday.
with, yeah, and then they turn around and beat Michigan after they lose to Penn State.
So this is the year. If you play 100 times and you lose 1, well, then this is the one that you don't go to the national championship.
There'd be a lot. I mean, it's justified either way, I feel like.
well, the thing about it is,
Are
like,
we
you
doing
gotta-
it for the sport or are we doing it for the money?
I'm doing it for the
Well,
money.
the
I'm
committee-
doing it for the money.
the
I'd like
committee-
to be clear.
The committee said that they will try their best conference champions aside to put the 4 best college football teams into the playoffs.
Yeah. And I mean, beating Michigan in Michigan, like when they were ranked 3rd in the nation just this weekend, that's a pretty, like their resume, they lost the head-to-head.
I thought they won at home.
But who's to say that?
Oh, was it at home?
I think they
Yeah,
won.
it wasn't
LeBron
home. It wasn't
there.
home.
It was
Yeah,
a
it
big
wasn't
thing.
home. You're
But
right.
who's to say that the 100 times that Michigan State will play Ohio State, this one wasn't the fluke?
You're right.
No,
So who's
I
to
mean,
say that's not
but
true?
that's why you can't look at that one thing. You got to look at all of it, and they've been really impressive in every other way except a really close loss to Penn State that was not favored. I don't know.
Because what I think
I'm
is
not really arguing with you.
if you're putting the 4 best teams in college football in, maybe Ohio State and Michigan both deserve to be there, and neither one of them were their conference champions, and they're in the same conference. You see what I'm saying? So the committee
Well,
has
why
a
don't they just
lot
put-
of decisions to make.
Why don't you just put conference champions in there?
Well, that's one way to go.
Yeah,
That is one way to go.
See,
Because
this year's going to kind of set the precedent because this is the first year that it's really happened like this.
I mean, one problem with that is that there's more than 4 conferences.
Right.
So
So not only
there's
did I-
5 major conferences, which is unfortunate.
so one's got to sit out.
So you just make it 4 conferences.
But then if you're Boise State and you go 13-0, you can't get invited to the championship game, even though you beat some of the same teams that these teams played,
Why not?
because you're not in one of those 5 conferences. There's 100 conferences, total.
Sure.
But every now and then, some mid-major has a humongous,
Like
the once in a
TCU
lifetime
a few years
Earl
ago.
Campbell goes there and they win every game and blow everybody away.
I'm bored.
Okay.
Do you guys want to keep
Sorry,
talking
we
about
were
this?
talking about sports.
I know,
Yeah.
but it just went on so long.
Okay.
I know.
I wasn't expecting it.
I know. College football is.
It just went on so. Don't you?
How about some archery? Can we talk about archery?
Weren't you guys a little surprised about how long you were talking
Well,
about
Lewis
it?
doesn't usually get involved
Yeah, I don't
to
try
that
to-
level on
Yeah.
the.
Sorry about
We
that.
Nuts and
legit,
bolts
we
of it.
legit were trying to have a conversation.
No,
But it's
that's
actually a really fast. I think the answer is they're going to start taking 8 teams, and then
That's what I always thought it should be bigger.
yeah,
Why?
and then
Why?
because
does
that's
it-
why the NCAA tournament doesn't have that. They're arguing about who the 69th best team is. It doesn't make any. They're
Right.
not going to win, so it doesn't make any difference. They'll
I
have
think
8
it
teams,
creates the drama. I think it's good. I think it's great. Keep it at 4.
and then you have to win 3 games to win the championship, and that's actually some work.
And then okay, I'm not even going to get into it. Then the players have more miles.
I
Before
thought Blair was
the
bored.
NFL.
We all have completely disregarded the fact that the host of the show is bored.
Oh, please. All right.
Can we move on?
Yes, we can. As a matter of fact, can I have some change music, Mr. Bishop? All right, that'll work.
Can that please be the new change?
Wow.
You know what?
Slide whistle. I wasn't expecting the slide
Whatever. Nobody ever expects the slide whistle.
whistle. Right.
All right, guys. So
Nobody expects the slide whistle.
that's right, my baby. All right. So now, Fidel Castro passed away, died at the age of 90, and I was looking up about his.
Who is that?
He was the leader for Cuba for.
Did he invent Ropa Vieja?
What?
That's a really tasty Cuban beef dish.
No.
Okay.
Okay, so for his, I always heard how he had been a baseball player and tried out for the Yankees and this and that. And then I tried to look it up, and there wasn't a lot of good information. And then DailyKos.com last year did this little piece, and I'll just read an excerpt. One part, at least, of the alleged story of him being a pro baseball player is known for a fact. Fidel Castro did pitch in at least one game for his intramural Havana Law School college baseball team.
Ah.
By the way, so did I.
That league
there's-
later sent almost 40 people to the pros.
Yeah, there is one box score that was published in the sports page of the Cuban newspaper in November 1946 showing F. Castro pitching and losing for the law school against the business school. But Fidel Castro's baseball career, such as it was, seems to have been very short-lived. There's no evidence that he ever played in any other game, and no team photos have ever been produced from any Cuban baseball team of the 40s with Fidel as a member. It is likely that he played at most a few games, bombed, and dropped out. So although the U.S. Major Leagues did indeed send scouts to Cuba to check out college players, as they did with every other Latin American country, where baseball had been popular since the 1920s, they likely never heard of Fidel Castro.
Okay.
I wonder if he assassinated all of the people, all of the batters that hit home runs.
I don't know.
and stuff.
Well, I just think that it's hilarious that the law school intramural league might be considered the path.
Yeah, when I said
that the newspaper even printed that box score.
when I said that they sent almost 40 people on to the pros, I forgot to mention that the name of the Cuban Law Review was The Pros.
Right.
So
PROSE.
yeah. So
yeah. Yeah, like as poetry.
Yeah, they were
and-
excellent law review writers.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But did you guys ever hear about Fidel Castro being a baseball player?
Oh,
Okay, guess not.
no, yeah, I'd heard that before, but you can't believe any of that.
Well,
you can't believe anything those people say.
I just have heard
Yeah,
it
it's funny.
so often.
It's funny because the
Hitting
leader of
fake
North
news
Korea
people.
was actually a 3-time All-Star in the same league.
Right.
He beat Yao Ming 1-on-1. I heard.
Right, exactly. All right, guys. Well, that's it for that.
That's one thing about being a dictator. You can be whatever sports star you want to be.
All right. Well, should we hit this topic, Gary? What do you think? Should we hit this topic?
Yeah. So why is that a topic?
Because Lewis brought it up the other day. It's okay. Lewis.
Well, I didn't bring you. You were so against.
You love Burger King.
Yeah, I like Burger King.
You love Burger King.
I get excited each time I see that commercial where you get 2 Whoppers and the fries and drinks for $10. But I'm like, I have no friends that will go with me, so I
Right,
can't get that.
because nobody loves Burger King.
No, Tyler absolutely loves Burger King.
Really?
Yeah,
What
Tyler
do you-
will go with you in a heartbeat.
What do you love about it, Lewis?
Charbroiled, made to order,
Made to order food poisoning.
French fries that taste like French fries.
It
Just
tastes like
What do you
cardboard.
mean, as opposed to what?
McDonald's has horrible French fries.
What? McDonald's has the best French fries.
I think I just said McDonald's has horrible French fries. I think that's just what I said.
What do you
you're
think?
crazy.
Why do you think they're horrible? Gary, you don't like Burger King.
No, I like Burger King a lot.
Wait, what?
Hold
You
on.
don't like the Burger King?
No, their advertising campaign is the creepiest advertising campaign in
Hold
the
on,
history of
now
the
we're
world.
splitting hairs. Now I'm not saying
No,
that.
that might be my favorite burger.
What?
I just can't.
What?
I just can't stand to go. The Burger King facility itself is
Y'all are
really,
insane.
really grimy.
I
find
the two people-
McDonald's to be much refreshed and clean and nice, and Burger King to be like 1970s
Do you think
failure.
Burger King fries are better than
No,
McDonald's
that's one thing I
fries?
don't like the fries as much. I like the burgers. I
What-
don't like the fries.
what do you-
I actually read an article one time that they get their fries to brown by coating them in sugar.
Oh, well, maybe that's why you like them, Lewis.
Maybe.
Maybe they're like a dessert fry.
Dessert fry.
Yeah.
No, listen.
They're more of a dessert fry.
Yeah, it's better.
It's just better.
But
The-
why? Like, what is it? See, Burger King was the only
Fresh-
fast food that we had in our little town growing up. I couldn't wait to blow that one popsicle stand, spread my wings, get to a McDonald's or a Wendy's. A Wendy's.
Wendy's is my favorite.
Wendy's.
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 I enjoy Hardee's.
Wendy's
too.
hasn't
Hardee's taste like real burgers.
Wendy's
I do
ain't,
too. Wendy's,
listen,
Hardee's
ain't
also
been,
has like interesting breads.
Wendy's ain't been shit since they got rid of that salad bar. We
Okay,
can all
well,
agree
I
with
think
that.
we
It's
do
coming
all
back. I
do
heard a
miss the
commercial that
salad
it's coming
bar.
back.
Shut
what?
your fucking mouth if you are lying to me. Is it coming back?
I heard that the other day.
I'm looking it up right now.
Are you lying right
no,
now?
I heard a commercial that the Wendy's.
'Cause I was
going
gonna
back
say,
south.
that's
and
how
then
I
this
got
black,
through
This
college.
black lady goes, "Wendy's had a salad." Remember the Wendy's? And she goes, "Wendy's had a salad bar." Oh yes, and it's coming back. That's
Really?
what I heard.
Now
Yeah.
the best part is that you could get.
Probably not around here though.
It had chips and nacho sauce
Yes.
and chili.
It was kind of like the salad bar at college.
It's like all the leftover parts
Weird-
of a Wendy's
Yes,
hamburger or
right,
meal,
which is probably
yeah,
what it is.
chopped up. But that's great because they have little tortilla chips and
So
chili
there's-
and cheese.
There's a.
Yes, Drew.
Okay, so it was a spoof in 2014. Turned out not to be real.
Oh,
I
It was
just saw
also
this.
on the pitch in 2010. Said it was coming back.
I just saw.
And there's a Facebook campaign that says "Bring back the Wendy's salad bar" that has 209 likes.
that doesn't seem like a robust endorsement.
I saw it on TV somewhere. Somebody talking. about
All right,
Wendy's coming
Mr.
back.
Bishop. They have so many things that don't make any sense at Burger
Like
King.
what?
The chicken fries.
Those are chicken nuggets.
Here's
No,
the thing.
they're
No, they also
not.
have chicken nuggets. Here's the thing. They have a lot of stuff.
Gary
like they have a
knows.
lot of stuff.
Right.
The last time I was in there, they had like 7 desserts. Like they have Whopper, double Whopper. They have Whopper on a long bun.
Uh-huh.
They have chicken. They have 3
By the
chicken.
way, the chicken sandwich is the most superior chicken sandwich out of all of the
3.
chicken
Well, it
sandwiches.
depends on which one you're talking about because they
talking about
have
the original
They
one.
have 3 chicken sandwiches, each named after a country.
Yes.
Because the dressings are from that country.
I like it when
supposedly.
they do that too.
They have regular fries, chicken fries, onion rings. They have a chicken nugget. They have a chicken nugget sandwich as opposed to the chicken. I mean, they just got a lot of stuff.
Chicken nugget sandwich?
Yes.
That doesn't make any sense.
They put it on bread.
But they're falling out.
I'm just telling you, they have everything.
It's madness.
Do you remember the icy that you used to be able to get at like a gas station?
Yeah.
They have an icy there.
Yeah, I know.
Like brand icy.
I know.
Yeah.
Drew,
There's
what
a
was
lot
that?
of stuff.
Hold on, Drew. Go ahead.
Apparently, the Wendy's salad bar has been back since 2014, just not on the East Coast.
Maybe that's what it was.
What is your favorite?
I saw a cable commercial.
What is your favorite country of chicken sandwich,
Well,
Louis?
I like the United States is good with extra pickles, but
Yeah.
if we're going
One of
elsewhere,
them is named the United States.
No, that's the original.
He's,
That's
he's
what
just
I'm
talking about the normal one.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But what I like, if I'm going outside of my comfort zone, if I need to get my passport for my chicken sandwich,
Right.
I like to get just the Italian one,
Yes.
which has got
Italian chicken sandwich.
Yeah, which is
What are the other?
And they're also on the long bun.
Yeah,
those foreign.
which I
chicken
like
sandwiches.
those. I like the long bun sandwiches. It's good.
Oh, the chicken sandwich from Burger King?
Yeah.
Oh, my
What
God.
do you think
I
we're
know.
talking about?
It's-
here?
Oh, that is so bad.
He couldn't accept it.
Yeah.
He couldn't accept it. So it's Italian, and what are the other two?
I don't
I
know.
can't-
Polish and
No, they have-
Hepatitis C and
Mediterranean.
hepatitis A.
It's Ethiopian and
Chick-fil-A.
yeah.
All right, guys. All right. Okay, we got to talk about the NFL before we call Quincy Jones.
All right.
All right. Can we have a change of topic music, please?
Just once, I'd like to talk about the NFL. Sorry.
Did you ever get to the bottom of why I like Burger King? It's fresh. It's got Heinz ketchup and mustard. It's made to order. It's delicious.
It's garbage.
It's grilled.
Hey,
That's how my
guys.
stomach feels every time
The
I eat Burger King.
NFL. The NFL and our winner of last week's Pick 5, comedian Tim Harmston. Everyone give him a big round of applause.
There we go.
Now, for some reason, he didn't tweet back at me his song choice for the at like midnight on a Saturday night of a holiday weekend. He didn't get immediately back to me, but I went online and I looked up what the playlist is in Green Bay Packers Stadium, and here's one of the songs that I thought he would like as a victory song for his week, and it's Beer Barrel Polka and Roll Out the Barrel. So congratulations,
Yeah.
Tim Harmston. He only beat you by like the points numbers.
I have a message for Tim
Harmston.
Harmston, too.
Is it going to be nicer?
It's going to be really nice.
He's a nice friend to us.
I know. One night when on a Friday night in his hometown when he's out in a comedy competition and he thinks he's going to win the $1,000 and he finishes second because I show up out of nowhere and steal his thunder. I hope he remembers this.
So that's Gary's way of saying, folks, that Gary lost again this week, but only by the points count and only by a couple of points.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what that was about.
I can be
this
funny
is
when
fun.
I need revenge.
Wow. Well, I know that's true.
Yeah.
That's right. Hey, fun.
This guy's name is Frank Yankovic. Is he like?
Oh,
Al's brother.
Did Weird Al because he's playing the accordion and stuff? Is that where Weird Al got his name from? Weird Al Yankovic?
He stole it from Frank Yankovic.
well, I don't know. They're not related. Now we know what we got to fact check for
Yeah, it
next
could
week.
be a handy civil suit there.
And
All
the
right.
name of this guy's band is Frank Yankovic and his Yanks.
All right.
Wow.
Well, we're going to look that up.
And they're Southern, so it's really odd.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, guys. So how's the fantasy league standings over there, Drew?
Oh, it's getting good.
All right.
Looks like Conti and Timmy Booth are in
Yeah, I'm in
because we got 2 games left this week and next week.
a slugfest this week.
And it's looking like
But
two,
are they
two
the
more
be-
two more from our division. So it's going to come down to me, you, Gary, or Brian Bava. Two of those
and we're
4
playing each other now.
are going to make it into the playoffs.
But are those the best teams?
But see, here's the thing.
They are.
Here's the thing that we're all in the same league.
As long as
the
I'm
question to
making it.
ask is if you were in a fantasy league out in the West Coast and Drew was in a fantasy league in Texas and I was in one in North Carolina and Blair was in one in Maine, should we all be in the National Fantasy Championship?
This isn't good. I'm going to
We didn't
lose
play each
to
other.
Drew, and I don't know why.
Yeah,
Because you scored
are.
less points.
No, but this is so much less than I was projected to win.
So much
many
less.
people
Let me run
got
some-
0.
After 20 years, I've come to the conclusion that the estimated points aren't always right.
Well, that's true, but this
I'd
is
say 10 out of 10 times, Gary.
why does it looks like I've got like a couple of people with 0. Why does
Yeah.
Cam Newton
Yeah,
have
it's been-
0?
Because
maybe
he just now started playing.
Oh Jesus!
You're good.
Wow.
Yes.
You're good.
All right. Wow. So Gary, you have a chance to make the playoffs
Scoreboard.
this year. So basically, everyone but Dink Lewis and Wills is in the running for the
Still
playoffs.
I've scored as many points as you are projected already.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Some would say Dink, Wills, and Lewis would be the best teams in the league,
That's right.
but yet
Yeah, they're not going to make it to the playoffs because of this mathematical bullshit about wins.
right.
Oh,
I know.
Team Red Rockets is absolutely destroying Toon Squad today.
Oh, well.
Yes, well,
There
that's
you go.
because Toon Squad is...
Hey, he's
What?
very nice and he's here a lot.
You don't know what I was going to say?
Yeah, okay, what were you
The
going to say?
premier fantasy team in all of sports.
Okay, thanks. Before we call comedian Quincy Jones our guest, are there any big plays, surprises from last week? Anything interesting going on in football? It feels like a less interesting year, except for the Cowboys.
Oh,
by the way,
absolutely not.
Dink-
That's the story
Dink
of the
Carney
league.
messaged me to tell you.
Yeah, we're going to the Super Bowl,
Yeah,
baby.
basically,
He's
yeah.
getting me a ticket.
Yeah, he was excited.
Hold on, you going to the Super Bowl?
With Dink, he's going to get me a ticket.
Beca-
Right, Dink?
Right, because of the Cowboys winning.
Damn
and
it,
stuff.
Raiders already scored.
All right. But so what happened
What
last
if we play we could play the Raiders? They're really
You
good.
could.
Wouldn't that be great? Cowboys
That
Raiders
would be-
Super Bowl.
I would be
Yeah.
excited
That
about
would
a
be
Super Bowl.
exciting.
Yeah.
Hey, but seriously, what's going on? Besides, I know the Cowboys are doing. They won 10 in a row, which they've haven't done since the '60s or something like that.
Never. They
Never.
never did
Oh,
it
never
in the
did
same
it.
season. Never.
Oh wow,
It's the first time.
So
They only did it when Fidel Castro was a quarterback.
right,
for them.
right, exactly. Well, which is weird because he got pulled up from his law school's football team.
I find it odd that you think it's so strange that there aren't a lot of pictures from A-League rookie ball in 1937.
no, I think it's weird that I've always heard that Fidel Castro played baseball. Anyway,
Okay.
Where's
So-
all the Snapchats from that? league?
Right. He was on Instagram almost every day.
quick, we gotta call Quincy. So what are we saying are the big things from this week in football?
Well, Thanksgiving Day, 2 of the games were awesome. That first game, the Detroit game, was really awesome too. And then Pittsburgh, that last game was a nightmarish
Yeah,
joke
it
of a
was
football
disaster.
game.
Who was it? Pittsburgh and who?
Yeah, you're full of turkey and try to watch that.
Pittsburgh
It's
and
just not going to work.
Andrew Luckless
Oh,
Colts team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was debacle.
Pittsburgh and an Andrew Luckless.
a
Football
luckless
team.
football team. How
A
appropriate.
Tolson-driven football
Yes.
team.
How appropriate. What else? Anything else? Is there anything about this NFL season that you're excited about besides the Cowboys
Well,
and
I
the
mean,
Raiders?
we could get into it, but are we going to bore you to death there?
Well, we got to call Quincy. We spent a lot of time on Burger King.
All right.
So,
No, I want to hear what Drew has to say.
yes. Okay, Drew, go ahead.
He's been
I really-
beat down
I
so
really-
much about the Panthers over the years.
Well, I was about to say that the big story of the year was the failure of the band.
I know, but I want to upbeat, a fun story. What's
It
up?
is a fun story.
All right, quickly, Drew, get to it.
The Panthers.
No,
won.
anyway,
That's
so
all
what
that-
was I saying? Drew, no.
I still got mine out. It's okay. Panthers won. That's all that matters.
They won
Panthers
win.
won.
Win.
Last week.
Oh.
We were
Yeah.
talking about last week, right? You said tell me something
Yeah,
exciting about last week.
yeah.
The Panthers won.
Sure I
that was
did.
exciting to me.
Sure, I did, kid. Good for you.
Thank you.
Good for you.
I'm going to be in the corner.
You're gonna be the best pet wet nurse ever.
The New England Patriots look like they're going to break the fans' decades of losing and finally give them something to cheer about. That's
Well,
positive.
but didn't they lose last week?
Oh, so it's probably over. Dream's over.
No, but I'm saying that was kind of who did they-
Gronkowski has a rib like sticking out of his
I know,
chest.
believe me, I know.
They lost to Seattle.
Yeah, they lost to Seattle, but still,
Which
I mean,
that's probably going to be the NFC Championship
Seattle,
game.
You think
Seattle
and Dallas.
is
they've
a
picked
good
up
team.
since
Yes, they have.
at the beginning of the year because I remember there was not so.
And they
not
still
so
don't
great.
have. They're still not 100% healthy. Once they get 100% healthy, that's going to be a tough game.
Who?
The
The
Seahawks.
For fantasy purposes, and as long as we're talking about Seattle, I could really use it if on the first play of the New York Jets-Seattle game today that the Seattle cornerbacks would pick the two receivers up and tie them in a huge knot and then
Well-
crush all their bones.
Well,
Jets-
they
Jets are
listen to
playing
this
the-
podcast, so I think that might happen then.
Jets are
Yeah.
playing the Pats today.
Yes, and if the Jet receivers could be killed, I would appreciate it.
that seems extreme. When you were just tying,
Paralyzed.
when you were just tying
You're
them
right.
up.
You're right. Paralyzed.
Okay.
Paralyzed.
Yeah, I mean, let's keep this in
Yeah,
perspective.
okay.
All right, guys. Anything else about football? And I know Quincy's a football fan, so we can talk more with this with him. But anything else before we move on?
Nope.
Okay, we're at time for this week's comedian guest, Quincy Jones, and a great way to find all your favorite comedians on specific episodes from My Fantasy Wife or whichever podcast they appear. You can download the app Laughable. That's Laughable. It's awesome. And for more information, go to laughable.com. So let's give old Quincy a call here. Can you hold this gear?
Sure.
I can't hold everything because I get confused.
Hold everything.
You could do that at Burger King if you wanted to. Just hold everything.
It's one of the things that make it so good.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right.
I hope it's the right
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, Quincy Jones. This is Blair Postman from My Fantasy Wife podcast, and you're on the air. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great. Hey, before we introduce you to everybody in the room, I'm going to do a quick bio of you to our listeners, okay?
Okay, quick bio. Let's get it.
Quick. Quincy not only loves comedy, but the hard work that goes into being a comedian. He once challenged himself to do 1,000 shows in 1 year. Through that hard work, it's true. Through that hard work and determination, Quincy has honed his voice, weaving together stories and everyday observations that cover everything from Subway cookies to police brutality. That, along with his crowd interaction and witty off-the-cuff responses, make him a highly sought-after performer. Quincy has worked with many comics, including Rory Scovel, Ian Edwards, Chris Rock, Sarah Silverman, and more. Everyone, big round of applause for Quincy Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Thank you. I like the interaction on the bio.
That was unbelievable. How did we get him?
Oh, I don't know.
I thought you were making that up for me. I didn't know that was my bio.
No, that's like in your stuff. That's stuff that was written like it looks very official on a website.
Oh man,
I do research.
Good.
I do research. So let me introduce you or reintroduce you. You might know some of these folks from a few years ago. First is my husband. He's our sports stat expert. That's Mr. Gary Hames.
Hey, man, how's it going?
Hey, what's going on, Gary?
Hey, and we have our comedian and social media maven, Mr. Drew Harrison.
Hey, man, how you doing?
What up, Drew?
And also, rounding things out here is our sound engineer, comedian and sound engineer, Mr. Louis Bishop.
Hi.
Louis.
Now, were you in Wilmington, North Carolina a couple of years ago or so?
I was not. I was supposed
You're
to be.
supposed to be,
But
yes.
I didn't get a chance to make it out there.
That's right. Well, that's where we're based here. So maybe
It's too bad. I was working the door of that competition, and you missed out. It was a good
Comedy
one.
Festival.
Yeah, it was a good one.
It was a good one. It was a good one. Well, hopefully we'll get you out here.
I'd
at
let
some
you in
point.
free and everything.
Oh, there you go. So Quincy, we ask all of our guests, about what kind of things they're obsessed with in sports, and sometimes it's comedians, so sometimes it's Dungeons and Dragons and pinball. But you look like, a real sports fan here. You said boxing and football and just about everything. What's your major, if you had to pick one, what's your biggest love?
Basketball.
Basketball
for sure.
And now you're originally from Seattle. Who's your team?
Well, Seattle Sonics and the Los Angeles Lakers. That's where my loyalties lie.
That's where your loyalties lie. Did you play sports growing up at all?
Oh yeah, I played basketball all the way up until college.
Oh, you did?
I played from little rec ball all the way up until college. So.
Oh, where'd you go to school?
I went to community college, and I went to Central Washington, and I stopped playing because politics. But other than that, I went to Nathan Hale and hooped at Cleveland High School, and a bunch of Seattle had a lot of basketball players come from there. So.
Oh, all right, cool. And do you have a favorite memory or a big victory?
How old are you, man?
Oh, Gary's trying to put this in perspective. Yeah.
I am 33.
Ah, okay. So those Jack Sikma 78 NBA championship teams were a little before your time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely a little before my time.
Yeah. I was staying up late watching those suckers.
So what were you? So if you had a big memory from when you were playing basketball, whether it was a happy memory or maybe a little bit of a heartbreaker, what was your big? What's something that comes to mind?
When I I went up for a dunk. I got fouled. I finished, but I hit my back against the back post.
Oh.
I slipped the disc.
Oh.
And so I was never able to do what I did before.
Oh. So I just brought up a pretty painful memory for
Nice
you.
going, Blair.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah. You definitely hit a spot.
If you have ever listened to any of our other episodes, you'll understand that's kind of my thing. It's kind of what I do. I have a special psychic ability for that.
You must be a Jewish mom.
Yes, actually.
Yeah, I mean Jewish cat mom, but yes.
Quincy, I got a question real quick. Are your grandparents still alive?
No, my grandmother passed away in '98, and my grandfather passed away before that. So, yeah, I don't have any grandparents alive.
Okay, all right. I was just pulling a Blair, bringing up like a bad memory.
Yeah. Good follow-up question.
Yeah, nice.
You're welcome.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
no problem.
Nice.
This is the best podcast.
Yeah, this is a pretty happy-go-lucky time for our guests here. So, what about in sports? Like, do you have pro sports when you're watching like the Sonics, or who's your football team?
Seahawks.
Oh, they are Seahawks. So you've had some good memories from that fairly recently.
Yeah, we won. I mean, I watched us get screwed over in '05 by the Steelers.
Right.
And then I realized politics is everything. And then, and then that was pretty much it. I mean, I love watching sports. I'm more of an avid basketball fan, college and pro basketball fan. That's where I get I'm like, you'll catch me yelling at a TV, you know.
Who's your college team?
Duke.
Well,
good man.
Now you've reversed the tables here. Gary is
that's going to cause a lot of trouble here.
Gary's a huge Duke fan, and Drew is a huge Tar Heels fan, and
Drew, we all make mistakes. You can always come back.
Right. No, the door's closed. That ship has sailed.
Gary's not going to let him be a fan anymore after all the bad blood.
Duke way, Gary. It's not the Duke way.
That's true. We are better than that.
What made you? You're out in Seattle. What made you a Duke fan?
Because they're great.
J.J. Redick.
Even worse answer.
J.J. Redick, Jay Wood, all that. Shane Battier.
Yeah.
All of the players that I love to hate.
All the best players in college basketball in the last few years.
Oh,
yeah. Right.
They weren't named Tyler Hansbrough? Okay.
All right. This is very sore spot. But so now my guys here were telling me in the last segment that Seattle's really turned it around compared to the beginning of the year, the Seahawks. And that somebody over here, was it Drew, was saying he thinks they're going to be the NFC champs. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
What do you think about that, Quincy?
I think right now we're making our push. We usually make our playoff push around the start of the season.
Right, which is much better than doing it at the beginning of the season, because then it's
that shows their experience. It's a marathon. You want to peak late, not early. They're very smart.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the Vikings. They were 4-5-0, and then they just dropped.
They might not even make the playoffs.
Distant memory. Exactly.
Yeah. Now, Gary is a Cowboys fan, so he's living his own personal dream over here right now.
Oh, wow. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, ride the wave, buddy.
I thought we were going to be terrible for 20 more years, but worked out.
And not quite as many. Hey, so now, Quincy, if you could have kind of your pro sports achievement, not you're not on the team, but if you could have a team, a college team or a pro team that you're a fan of win in some kind of spectacular fashion, what would you be wishing for?
I wish the Sonics come back and beat Jordan in '96.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Were you a big Shawn Kemp fan?
We should. Oh man, we were right there. Yeah. I was a huge fan then, man. I remember going to the games. I remember losing I remember everything. It was great. Shawn Kemp was ahead of his time.
Yeah, he was a great player.
All right. So now, Quincy, every week we play with our guest a very silly game that we make up based on whatever you told us you're interested in and whatever's going on in the news. And you said that you were interested in basketball and a lot of other sports. And then also this past week, Barack Obama awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom to not one but two iconic basketball players, Michael Jordan, who's from Wilmington, by the way, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And so I looked up what other sports figures have ever gotten the Presidential Medal of Freedom since it started in 1963, and came up with some trivia about that. By the way, guys, just as an FYI, the the people from the sport that is most, let me put this a different way. The sport in which figures have most gotten the Presidential Medal of Freedom Award, I don't know if that makes sense, is baseball by a lot. Baseball has players from baseball have gotten that award more than anybody else. Isn't that interesting?
Very traditional American sport.
Yeah, but
Especially early on. You
but
know?
no, but like crushing it. Like the next closest is basketball with 6, and that includes the 2 who just got it.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a lot. So we're gonna do a little trivia here and see if you can guess. This is where the guys start looking at me like, Blair, this is so boring. But we're gonna make it fun. We're going to read you some trivia about a past winner of these Medal of Freedom and see if you can guess who they are. And also, for extra points, see if you can guess which president gave it to them. So it's only starting in 1963.
Oh, okay.
It's only starting in...
It's like, for instance, she would say Marilyn Monroe, and then you'd have to guess which president gave it to her.
No, okay. Yeah.
JFK gave it to
It's a
her.
little different than that. Let's start with one and see if we can get it. Start with number 3 there, Drew, if you don't mind.
All right. Nice. You picked the Celtics for me. I appreciate that. This honoree, an American retired professional basketball player, played center for the Boston Celtics of the NBA from 56 to 69. A 5-time NBA MVP and a 12-time All-Star, he was the centerpiece of the dynasty, winning 11 NBA championships during his 13-year career. Because, it's the Celtics. And he also won a gold medal in the 56 Summer Olympics as captain of the U.S. basketball team.
So do you know who that was?
Who is Bill Russell?
Woo!
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. And then for sort of extra points, bonus points, which president, now starting from LBJ to the present, which president gave him the medal?
Well, you said he 13-year career, 56 gold medalist. When did he get awarded it?
Well, that's just it. I can't tell you that. The guess is president.
LBJ to present?
Someone from LBJ to present. One of those presidents gave him the medal. Which president was it?
I want to say it's got to be Republican. It had to be Nixon, Reagan, or Bush.
Oh, it was Barack Obama. Barack Obama gave him the medal.
Yeah, he just got it.
He got
That's
it like
a hell of a late response.
Yeah, no kidding. And by the way, now that you mention it, Nixon didn't give a medal to a sports figure at all, ever, for this.
Right.
He was a stingy motherfucker.
Yeah.
All right. Gary, why don't you do number 1 for me there?
All right, Blair. This honoree was an All-Star for 12 seasons and 15 All-Star games. How is 12 seasons but 15 All-Star games?
I don't know. Just
Okay.
just do what you can.
He was the National League Most Valuable Player in 1966, the National League Batting Leader in 61, 64, 65, and 67, and a Gold Glove winner for 12 consecutive seasons from 61 through 72. He played in 2 World Series championships and was the first Latin American and Caribbean player to help win a World Series as a starter in 1960, to receive a National League MVP award in 1966, and to receive a World Series MVP award. Who was he?
Who was that player?
Jesus. Did he play for the Dodgers?
No, I'm looking at Gary.
No, he did not.
Tell Gary, who did he mostly play for?
The Pittsburgh Pirates.
The Pirates.
How was he the MVP in '66 and wasn't even the batting leader?
Well, let Quincy think about
I'm mad about that.
Okay. He was he did a lot of charity work in Latin America and was played through 72.
Probably the most favorite pirate of all time.
Yes, for sure. Probably the best one, too.
He has a Hispanic name.
I don't know.
Gonna have to.
All right.
He was Hispanic.
I don't know the pirate.
All right.
His name it rhymes with Cleberto Raminti.
Roberto Clemente.
Yes.
Oh,
Good
ding,
one.
ding, 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 ding,
There you
ding.
go.
Roberto Clemente. Congratulations. And what president, now this can be long after they played, it could be posthumously, which president
It would be
do you
posthumously.
okay, shh. Which president do you think gave him the Medal of Freedom?
Clinton.
No, George W. Bush.
Who also owned a baseball team. He tended to give a lot of baseball players that award.
Yeah, I think so.
And do you think that's what it has to do? Like Barack gave a lot of basketball players. He's a basketball fan.
Maybe.
Bush was a baseball fan.
Yeah,
Like, I can see
very
it.
possibly. All right, let's try this one. Are you still with us, Quincy, or are you like just over it? Are you willing? Are you?
I'm with it.
Are you in it?
I'm 1 for 3. I'm not bad.
We got your competition up. Here's one. This honoree was an American world #1 professional tennis player. He won 3 Grand Slam titles and was the first black player selected to the United States Davis Cup team, and the only black man.
Who's Arthur Ashe?
Yes,
Yes,
ding, ding,
there
ding,
you
ding,
go.
ding,
There
ding,
we
ding.
go.
And now, for bonus, what president gave him the medal?
Geez, there needs to be some type of regulations of I don't know. Okay, so Arthur Ashe is early 70s, 80s, 90s. Let's say Clinton or Bush.
I'm going to give you credit for Clinton. It was Bill Clinton. Ding, ding, ding,
Yeah,
ding,
right.
ding, ding, ding.
2 for 2.
Woohoo! All right, Lewis, are you in a position to read one, or you want me to give this one to Drew?
I am too drunk to read.
Okay, fair enough. Not unusual, listeners. Drew, how about let's do something fun. How about number 7, Drew?
Alrighty.
Anytime.
Number 7, you say?
Yes,
sir.
number 7.
7. Okay, 7 here. This honoree is an American former world #1 professional. Another tennis one?
Well,
Yes.
just read
She
it.
won 39 Grand Slam titles, including 12 singles,
I get no
16
respect.
women doubles, and 11 mixed double titles. She is an advocate for gender equality and has long been a pioneer for equality and social injustice. In '73, she won the Battle of the Sexes tennis match against Bobby Riggs and was the founder of the Women's Tennis Association and Blair's Idol.
First of all, she was a crusader for social justice, not injustice,
Right.
because that would be weird.
That would be weird.
That
But
would
she's
be-
fighting social. Okay. well,
Yeah, so that would be weird.
You
But
know, I know exactly what you're talking about, but the name is a blur. I really
Can
do.
you describe
Because
her?
the whole ESPN documentary.
Yeah.
Venus and Serena Williams and the ladies who came before that to help get equal pay.
Right.
And
Was she the inspiration for a Michael Jackson song by chance?
That's a good clue.
Billie Jean.
Yes! Ding, 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 ding,
Right.
ding. All right.
Wow, what was that?
And who was the president? This is for extra points. You already won the question. For extra points, what president gave her that award?
Oh, geez, you know, I'm guessing so poorly.
No,
on
just
this
do it.
option.
Just guess. You did well the last one.
Okay, all right. We know it wasn't Nixon.
No.
Let's say to 70, they get it to, on average, it seems like the people are getting the awards about 10 to 20 years later.
Yeah, it takes a while.
So,
This one might have taken a little bit longer
Yes,
than
because
This one
you
might-
might need a super liberal president in order to give her an award. She was kind of
oh
controversial.
yeah, well then I gotta say Obama.
Yeah,
Yeah,
ding, ding,
there you
ding,
go.
Barack Obama. By the way, just something for me to get angry about. Only 2 women from sports have ever gotten this award. Pat Summitt and Billie Jean King. Like, not Althea Gibson. Like, nobody else has rated to get a woman to get a sports figure to get this award.
Look,
so that
we're-
pisses me
look,
off.
we're getting there. Okay?
All right, I'm sorry.
Well, it should, but wait till Venus or Serena retire.
Yeah.
That's right. No,
Yeah.
they might get it together.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Gary, why don't you do number 5 there?
I'll try. It's a little dark in here.
Hey, Drew.
Okay.
I'm the light switch guy now.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're the light switch guy.
This honoree was an American professional boxer and activist. He was widely regarded as one of the most significant and celebrated sports figures of the 20th century. At age 18, he won a gold medal, not a great medal, but a gold medal
That
in the
was
light
both
heavyweight
gold and
division
great.
at the 1960 Summer Olympics in Rome, after which he turned professional later that year. At age 22 in 1964, he won the WBA, WBC, and
Another
another one,
Heavyweight
titles from Sonny Liston in an upset.
Lineal heavyweight.
Who is that boxer? The most famous in the world.
Are you floating around for an answer?
No,
Ouch.
I mean I was sorry, for a second. You said it's Ali, Muhammad Ali.
Yes.
Yes.
There you go.
Ding, 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 ding. And who do you think? Which president do you think gave him that award?
Let's see. That was
I
60s.
feel like that part of the question is too taxing.
It's tough.
too much to
It's
ask.
very tough because some of these don't make any sense.
Some of them don't make any sense.
And for bonus
exactly.
points,
Well, no, what doesn't make any sense is like is there like a statute of limitations?
No.
Like, what are the criteria?
No,
they're the president. They can do whatever they want.
Do whatever they want. They can give it to them while they're still playing. They can give it to them posthumously. There's no rhyme or reason. Except that some presidents are clearly dicks. Sorry.
Yeah, true. Thanks, President
You're still
Trump.
mad about the woman thing, huh?
What about
There's others dickish behavior if you look at the list
All
of
right.
who gave people what. Okay, sorry.
I want to say Reagan.
You know what? No, George W. Bush. George W. Bush.
You know what? No.
But,
No, you weren't.
But let's see. I'm going to do one. And we won't keep you too much longer. Which one should I do? I'll do number 6. This honoree was an American professional baseball second baseman who became the first African American to play Major League Baseball in the modern era. He broke the baseball color line when the Brooklyn Dodgers started.
Who's Jackie Robinson?
That's
Yeah.
right. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, he's killing this. You
Yeah.
didn't make very hard questions for him.
Well, they are pretty well known if they've won this thing. So,
Okay.
What president do you think gave him that award for extra bonus points?
Man, this is the most interesting part of this.
It is.
Debate, real right. And I love how many times I've gotten it wrong. It's so humbling.
Oh, good. Well, we
That's a
try
good
to-
attitude. I like
we
that.
like our guests to go away feeling a little bit worse than they felt when we called.
No, he's
them.
gotten almost every question right.
No, he has gotten almost every question right. He feels bad about the president.
Let's say, oh man, Jackie Robinson definitely would have gotten it. Who's George W. Bush?
Close. He was the baseball
Yeah,
giver.
no, it was Ronald Reagan. That was
Just the one time.
Yeah, I
Right.
know, the one time. And I'm not going to ask this question, but I think, so I'm going to just tell Quincy this, put him out of his misery. The only other sports figure it looks like Reagan gave one of these awards to was Bear Bryant. But,
That's a heck of a pair.
But do you know that long before Jackie Robinson was a Nixon supporter before all the shit went down?
Really?
Yeah, and if you watch that PBS special from a few months back,
Which we don't.
Well, I watched it and it was really interesting, and I talked about it on the podcast
Right.
at length, but nobody here remembers.
No.
Anyway, and he was a Republican in New York, and he opened up a lot of banks, and then he became, disillusioned with the Republican Party and backed out.
Okay.
But
Nothing says comedy like 40-year-old politics.
all right. Well, do you think we should do one more, Gary? Do
If
one
you
more.
want.
Do one more.
Do
All
one
right.
more. Gary, I'm going to let you players spinner's choice, dealer's choice, Gary. You've got what's left? 2,
Okay.
2, 8, 9, 10. Not 10.
These are kind of obvious just because they're all super famous. This honoree was an American track and field athlete and 4-time Olympic gold medalist in the 1936 Games. He specialized in sprints and the long jump and was recognized in his lifetime as perhaps the greatest and most famous athlete in track and field history. He was the most successful.
Jesse Owens.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
ding,
That's
ding,
it.
ding, ding, ding. And just for extra bonus points, you've done an exceedingly good job. But for extra bonus points, do you want to guess which president gave him the award?
No. Johnson.
Gerald Ford.
Four?
Yeah.
Ford.
The only athlete Johnson gave a medal to was this swimmer I'd never heard of. It was very strange.
Yep.
Just for a future reference, we also have Joe DiMaggio gave the award got the award from Jimmy Carter, and Richard Petty got it from George H.W. Bush. There's a lot of there's just things that don't quite make sense, and there's obviously something else going on, but yeah. Well, thank you. You did an excellent job, actually. You pretty much got all the important stuff right. And
Thank you. I was happy to do it.
well, Quincy, we've really enjoyed having you on the show. Is there anything you'd like to promote? By the way, I watched your HBO special a few weeks ago, and it was fantastic. Burn the Light. Is there anything else you'd like to promote or tell us what you're going to be on or what you're going to be up to?
I don't have anything coming up. I will be in the Charleston Comedy Festival. In January.
Oh, that's wonderful. All right. Well, a lot of people go down there from here for that. So the Charleston Comedy Festival in January. Everybody listening.
Gary, do you work the door at that one?
Yeah,
no.
I'm doing a one-nighter there.
Do you know what night that is? Like the 28th or something like that?
Saturday night.
I'm going to be in there the night before with somebody. Woo! I'll catch up with you, but that's exciting. All right, everybody. The Charleston Comedy Festival is going to have Quincy Jones.
Oh, please come out. It'd be amazing if you guys came. We get to see my new hour. So that's what
that would be fantastic. And I think I'm going to be there anyway. So that's wonderful. I'm really looking forward to it.
Great. I'll see you in January then.
All right, man. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye. What's your quick late-breaking news? He is a sweetheart, by the way.
Heading into half, 2 minutes to go in the half. Buccaneers are beating the Seahawks 14-5.
Wow.
And the Jets are beating the Patriots 10-0.
Wow. Up is down, black is white. All right, listeners, this has been an up and down, crazy kind of episode, but that's how we like it here at My Fantasy Wife Podcast. That's going to wrap us up for this week. Thanks for our contributors, Joe Perot and Wills Maxwell. To download all episodes, subscribe in iTunes or Stitcher. Thank you, Mr. Bishop, for taking things out with the jazz trumpet stylings.
Trumpet?
It all hurt. I don't know words.
The trumpet shuffle.
Yeah.